Right.
Recording in progress.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the introduction of our weekend retreat that is set for tomorrow and day after tomorrow. This is just an intro, and I'm going to just tell you what's going to happen in this retreat. And people who are really interested, they can reach us and then they can sign up. The sign up link is published. But if you have any doubts, you can always come to my email, and you send me an email then or DM me, and I'll be happy to send you that link to join. But this is more like an intro to what I intend to do in this uh, retreat, I call it. It's like once in a while we gather some people and really go deeper into the affairs, right? So this is something people want to do, and this time I was finding a lot of people having anxiety about our geopolitics, weather situation, and also AI. So many fundamental things are happening with us. So people are really worried about it. And they always talked about how is that some people are so calm and quiet and take it into account, and they don't really respond badly, but rather they respond kind of appropriately and then come out the tough situations with the flying colors. So it's not that they are hard or cruel people, but more like they have kind of wisdom coming through them, right? So that kind of thing is there. And I have witnessed it with yogis and sages and all that. They were really unperturbed by the external circumstances. On the other hand, they be the sources of support for many people. Just going to their presence calms people down and also gives them the clarity that they could do. So how did they achieve that? See, if you cannot be completely like that, you could be like that in your own way. So that's what I intend to do these 2 days, and people who are registered, they will be joining me on Zoom, and then we'll be going to discuss on 4 sessions. Morning session will be 9 to 12, and after shows will be 1 to 4. Okay, so today is like a more like a just welcome circle, so that people can know what are the intentions. And we're going to introduce four pillars of resilience: body and mind, and also your emotional and your business turmoil. These are the four things I usually encounter. Um, so you can question like, where does turmoil live in me now? you know so if you have body as an anchor practice, then you will be doing some gentle yoga and some breath work. If it is mind, then we'll be looking mind as a lens, not as a prism, right? And there will be, how can you have when you are eating in silence, and how can you have some measures to deepen your awareness, and how can you really observe your thoughts, that kind of thing. And then we'll be doing with the emotional resilience, which is how to feel to heal that something is there, so you can be positive and you don't encourage your negative tendencies, things like that. And also, how do you have guided meditation on emotional waves? That's what I'm going to talk about it. And then finally, we will take up on business and professional resilience. How do you look at uh, business resilience in the terms of how do you bring in the skills that you learned in my morning report, in my retreats like this, in my books and articles that I published and all that. So you can develop the resilience for the business with that kind of inner um, stillness, inner toughness, like, that's what I intend to do. So all these are going to be structured in 2 days. Okay, morning when you come in, it will be focusing on the physical and mental resilience. Maybe we'll do some mindful walking or tai chi or yoga, gentle yoga, and in the workshop for the body, these are all done. And then mind is afternoon, mind and the emotional resilience. And we'll be doing the evening business and emotional resilience, right? And then day three is like integrating the whole thing and empowering. How is this going to empower? How is that you start with the meditation in the morning, and meditation details and problems and all those things we explored. Then we'll also have how can you have a clear vision map, so each participant can create a resilience group. And then closing circle will be how can you make commitments and affirmations, and how can we share all of that. Okay. And then there is a takeaway toolkit that printable sadhana cards and resilience journal and access to guided recordings and all that, will be there. So it's a very busy, very in-depth program for people who are really interested in that, right? So that's what we are going to do in these 2 days. The whole thing is, I'm looking at a lot of people reach out when they are in real trouble or turmoil. Either they are overwhelmed with a lot of information, doctors do, and they call because they are not able to slow down their mind and able to focus and attention to things, and they're not able to sleep well. That's a general complaint. So they have to really see that they spend some time on the self-care, especially on how they deal with all the work area where overwhelming information is there. So people come like that, and then we're taking them from where they are to really do that. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes some time, but then learning the skills and then understanding and gaining the knowledge should not take too much time. But then practicing them takes a lot of time, maybe a month or two and all. Usually, my courses on the burnout is 12 weeks. So that's the average time that where people, if they are sincere, if they are having all this. So understanding where we are in information age, what do we do with information, how do we have, stop fast pacing all the time. We can kind of take things in our own way and then do that way. So this is just a preliminary thing, and usually people get insight into where they are, insight into what they could do, insight into how they should progress. All that, it takes time. It doesn't happen just like that. Okay. Today is like a preliminary thing that I wanted to do, just briefly introduce this resilience uh, to in turmoil. You will be going from turmoil to triumph. That is the main thing. You see, a journey into developing resilience. For example, people don't take care of themselves very well. The self care is not there. The self care, again, four pillars. Your you should have a vital nutrition. Second pillar is optimal exercise, and third pillar is quality sleep, and the fourth pillar is developing a calm mind in terms of turmoil, in terms of crisis and all that. So vital nutrition comes from what kind of food you get from the market, how do you prepare, how do you eat. So each one takes a lot of time to explain proper thing, and then also looking at ourselves. What are we doing? Are we eating junk food? Are we eating processed food? Are we eating on the go? Are we really eating whatever it is from outside, never able to cook? That kind of details will go into the diets. Will be ADA diet, anti-diabetic diet, or Ayurveda diet, or Mediterranean diet. So many diets are there. Understanding what is a good diet, what is not. You can talk to the dietitian, nutritionist, but the perspective of energy, perspective of emotional balance, all those things are combined in that talk. And when it comes to exercise, many people cannot do weight training. Many people cannot do outside their home. So I want to design programs that are going to be functional fitness, or also simple things like yoga and Tai Chi, things that you can do body mind awareness. There, they can add as adjuncts to your regular workouts. Suppose if you do yoga stretches and go and do your weight training, is much better if you okay. You kind of augment any type of sport also. If you are a tennis player, if you are a football player, we have special designs that we give. People will enhance their proper, because mainly yoga also involves a lot of breathing, right? So it really helps a lot. And when the stretching is good, you don't pull muscles that easily and all that. So muscle strain and stresses are much less. Then when it comes to sleep, that is really something people want to improve, because not by taking medications, not by really having, hypnotics and all that, but more by understanding what sleep inducing entices. How can you continue to sleep in a qualitative way? What you should be doing daytime so that you can have a nice, good sleep at night, that is going to be refreshing your body and mind. Okay, that's why it is so important to understand that. And I myself was a beneficiary of that kind of training. So it starts from the morning till evening. How do you be attentive? And all those details I'll be showing, and also what are the exercises that are really good for the sleep inducement, and also what are the exercises you could do to calm your mind. That those are yoga nidra, shavasana, and all that. So I'm going to talk extensively on that, and also go into the details in this kind of retreat when people are really coming on to 2 days. So this is more like an intro, and that inviting people to come and join us. And again, once again, if you want to be on the Zoom session, it is going to be a small price, but then you can send the request to my email, hkolusu@gmail.com. Then I'll be able to send you that Zoom invitation. Okay. Um, And then the fourth thing we'll be considering on the pillars of our wellness is the calming the mind. It's a big deal in this day and age of information age. So you will have to really spend a lot of time on what is going on, why people are so restless. My thing is no drugs, no external agents, but more like a empowering ourselves by understanding the mechanism of mind, how it works, is there a mind at all, and how do you have calm. You see, I always tell people everybody is talking from their own mind, but there is something like a no mind, right? That means mind itself is only thoughts. To come to that, to be able to do that is not a statement. You have to have the ability to perceive that. Okay, that is going to take a lot of time. So I will be showing some movement integration, and you can create a resilience blue card, and then you can make your own commitments and then affirmations, and then there will be follow up for the people who are following. They will be following up very closely as to what they are doing, right? So I know people talk, come, but then what are the results of it? How anybody is following them, or really transformation happened or not? That's what I want. Most of the time, people want to come and listen and forget about it. That doesn't give transformation. You got to have the listening, and you have to have the insight of what is going on, and you have to apply that, and then also reach out to the support, so that if you encounter some problem, you have to be able to reach out and work with a person who is really intending to get you the transformation. It may not happen that easily, but if you have support, it is much more. So that's what I intend to provide for people who are willing to do that. Okay, all this is my effort as I see people come to me when they burn out. When they burn out, the problem is they're going to the same circumstances that produces burnout, and they cannot change them, and they don't know how to react to them. So it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. So if they have resilience to begin with, to understand what causes burnout, why I'm reacting like this, what can I do? Simple things like breathing deep can make you less react. We all know that, but do you do that? Do you know the effective ways of doing that? That kind of thing I wanted to. I do teach that with the people who come to me for the burnout, the doctors especially. But then they may think it is too silly to do, but we don't have to do in front of everybody. In front of everybody, also you can do something that they don't notice. Okay, there are so many meetings, so many places where other people are talking and you're standing silently. All this, you don't have to do too much though. 3 deep breaths at a time, once in a while, like every 1 hour. Simple things, right? Like that you have to have, but then you have to understand the whole mechanism of stress, whole way you build up your new hormonal response and all that. The ancients are very good at pioneering of how to live a stress-free life by understanding your own inner self. That's a big statement, but they were there. So I learned a lot of things from the elderly people who are practicing this mind-body uh, awareness practices. Once you understand them, once you do them, then you can be in the river of life of the modern age. You can pierce through that without really falling into the water or letting the water come into your boat. Okay. So you have learned the trick, that is building the resilience for the situation that we encounter in modern life, and thereby you can travel through the river of life, piercing through it, and without really being affected by the river. Okay, that's the way it is all designed, and they were living in forests. They were living in hills. They were living in the company of wild animals. How did they manage all that? You know, so small kids. I have a movie called Mystic India. In that, they show this 9-year-old goes and just goes into the river of Sarayu because nobody need to trace him. He's already kind of enlightened kid, and then he knows about life in a major way, and he wanted to serve the humanity, so he deals with the forests and all that hills and all that program, because he was doing yoga and breathing and meditation, and then outward circumstances are hostile to him, but he developed this inner resilience, not by running away, not by gathering some excuses, but more like inner resilience, getting stronger mind wise, emotion wise, body wise, and all that. So you get the drift I'm talking about. So that is possible in modern life also. Because I kind of learn to deal with the difficulties that I get from people, from things, and from the institutions, and many of the health systems kind of do mechanically, whereas I do in a way that is, I have to care first, I have to understand the problem first, I have to see the suffering, and then come not for me, but with empathy, with compassion, with a loving nature, and then helping them unconditionally. So that has been my I think a boon to me, because whenever I help somebody without expecting anything, it seems to help me most. So that's the truth of it. By for me, giving is getting. Right. So I do that, and but in this American society where everything is transactional, not to be succumbing to that atmosphere, you know. So even when I come on to talk to somebody, they don't seem to get um, the depth of it. They do to get the importance of it, because it may be non-comprehensible to them. So. Uh, but my own rooms, when people come and then ask me some things, lately, people are asking me for the Zoom appointments, and then I'm giving them. So they are taking a lot of my time. So I'll be probably doing that, because they seem to be more responsive to that. And they want to have a problem, they want a solution, they want to try me out, and they come. So usually I respond any time of the day for people, and then they seem to uh, follow me very good. And there was a lady who was a coach for women, and she's doing a very good job, for them to deal with their change and everything, right? But she told me that she could not control her mind at all, and she was in the middle of coaching these people, but then she froze. She could not talk at all. Her mind is so occupied with thoughts, she was not able to do. So overwhelmed, right? We all know that. But this is so debilitating to her that she was not able to function. So she called me, and I let her through, understanding why her mind has become what, and then what were the information age things that are affecting these minds. People are engaged in talking or thinking all the time. And I showed her how to calm it down first, and then how to really be still, and then really able to observe the thoughts and then slow them down. She began to do that, and some other things I showed her. And then as she was doing it, she had problem going beyond. She stuck. Then she called me, so I know where these people are, and then accordingly I respond. And usually it could be text, or it could be my personal phone call, or it could be inviting them to my room or something, or introduce them some journals, some things that I could help them to do. that kind of follow up is very much subjective and also personal. Otherwise, if you don't understand, it's not like a pneumonia, give antibiotics, 1 week course run, and then you come back, But um, this is more like a debilitating people in this information age where people are not able to really function. Okay, so that's what I was looking at, and then I kind of help them to uh, deal with that on a live basis. Lots of times, people with anxiety, people with stage fear, they are okay. But this is more like a she has been teaching this woman for years, and she knows that her subject. She knows what happens in menopause and how to do it. But then this is her personal, not able to handle her own thought stream of thoughts, multiple thoughts all over, and they were so severe, they were kind of making her really not able to function, But luckily, she kept touch with me, and that's an example. Other person, she's a physician, and she had a surgery done on her shoulders because of the rotator cuff injury. And when she told me, I told her, okay, she had the surgery done, and then she was going to physical therapy, but the physical therapy is not bringing her function back, and her pain is not going away. So she is fibrosing there. Then when she called me, I kind of took her there and told her what happens in the healing process, what are the crude things that modern medicine can do. A physiotherapy also could be too much, but if you have a gentle training, not once all the things are done at a time, slow steps, but steady steps. That is where you need discipline in yoga. Okay? You cannot do thinking something and doing it. You got to pay attention, listen to your body, where it is going on. So that kind of personal training about studying yourself. It's called Swa Adhyaya. As you take the treatment, as you see, and then you should not push it all of a sudden. People understand very simply, I cannot lift 25 pounds to dumbbell right away, but I have to do 2, 5, 10 like that. Gradual progress. But in subtle places where the ligaments, where the nerves, where everything is involved, you got to understand that. And you got to train them how to take small pain to bigger pain, slowly, and also not push it, but at the same time gently guide it. Okay, so she, after 2 weeks of what I told her to do 3 times a day, and she got her function back, her pain is gone. So things like that. So this resilience mainly I want to inculcate on a daily basis, but also really show people if you are turmoil, you have thought turmoil or emotional turmoil, or your body mind any problems, or your business turmoil, if you can really keep your objectivity when business is threatened or going down or some natural event happen, by having this inner resilience, you will be better. This is not habitually done in modern medicine. We just give the medications and expect you to recover and all that. There is therapy, there is psychotherapy, lots of, but then they are all, I found them very, very not effective as much as I saw the ancient wisdom does. Ancient wisdom not about just only wisdom, but about your body, your emotions, your thought, and your everything is there. So I want to bring part of it here. Obviously we cannot discuss everything. So the principle I'm going to guide it by is, first of all, identify the retreat participants where they are, and then guide them to where they could go and what are the obstacles they will have, and how they have to advance themselves slowly but regularly with purpose. And motivation is a big problem for them, and also they get lost in the life. or they may not be doing the same thing properly, and also changing things as needed. This all requires real attention to your problem, real attention to the solutions, real attention to the implementation of the solutions. Okay, so this kind of attention all the time is needed. That is the discipline of ancient body mind awareness programs. It could be Tai Chi, it could be yoga, it could be Zen, any of those things are like that. But the modern situations are we are running all the time. We are in a hurry all the time. We don't have the time to really calm down. you know, we don't have time to eat. We don't have time to sleep. So, looking at all these things, bringing them to the fundamentals, knowing where they are and where they have to go, what is the journey involved, what are the steps involved, how they can go from one to other, and then adjusting it as they progress. So this is not like you just have to put everything in there, and the more pain it is, the more you have the. That's what they teach in modern gyms, and you have to have pain to build up muscle and all that. Yeah, but that would be mechanical. But these psycho-social problems that we have now, they need not just pushing people. So yoga is no pain. If you're really properly doing it, not only physical pain not be there, and also emotional pain also will not be there, and also no uh, need to measure to somebody else, no comparison. You can come down to your level, come down to where you are, and build up your own confidence and resilience from inside, and that way it guides you through the life. Then you really not just repeating words, but examine yourself. Do you have continuous thoughts? Do you get pangs of anxiety for little things? Do you react very vehemently for small losses? Do you really allow your body to be regenerated in the sleep? Do you pay attention to what you are eating? Do you understand the science, both modern and ancient science on the diet? Or is the diet is only just to survival, or is the energy producer in a major way? Do you know your energies are biologically three energies are there? Do you match your diet to suit your particular biological energy? All these are subtle, deep, and very important things to consider. Okay, so for example, I take what is called sattvic diet. What is sattvic diet is more like it's a really balanced diet. It doesn't make you to go faster or go very slow in between, and also it's a very subtle energy. So you will have the subtle capacity to go through the spiritual aspects of the ancient wisdom. If you eat very heavy diet and then you get really dull, then your mind will also be like that. Okay, just I'm telling you, a simple thing. Okay, so there is a lot of energy about the bioenergies in the diet, the bioenergies in our body and the mind. How do you compatible diet for your energy? So you have to know what diets carry what kind of energies, and you have to know what kind of energy you are carrying. That's where the retreat helps them to figure it out, and then change the subtle changes. So it really take sources of different diets, sources of different quizzes that you can do to figure out your own energy, that kind of thing. So it all depends upon where they are and where they want to go. If you are spiritual, you want to go deep end of what is spiritual self-realization, that's a different matter. But if you have a mind that is uncomfortable, like my friend had, then you need to go and understand how the information has evolved, how the information has no clue about controlling that. The information coming in is tremendous, and also reactions to that is tremendous, and that's why people are going bonkers with it. On the other hand, Do you know that there is a stillness of mind? Do you know there's a completely relaxed mind? Do you experience them in the middle of a busy day? Those kind of things can be learned. That's what I learned from a type of yoga called Raja Yoga. There's a book called Patanjali Yoga Sutra Samara Yoga. People may read it. It's not a reading book. It's like a implementing in your life on a day, every minute. That kind of book. So, but once you understand that, I know people who have done um, years and years of study, but they did not get the essence of that into their life in the terms of they can completely calm down the mind in the morning once, and in the even if you do few minutes of calming down, you will get real advantage. But if you think that's a waste of time, let me go and think something else, then you're lost. That is how this recurrent thinking is happening all the time, cyclical thinking. This is very damaged for people, especially the kids is happening. They are not letting go of the phone, right? So you're feeding a lot of stuff into them, and then they will be thinking on that all the time. Okay. So I can go on like this, but the people who attend will get benefited because they are going to figure out where they are and figure out what are the things that they could do. They don't necessarily have to have a turmoil now, but they could get insight into how am I handling my turmoil. uh, Suppose something happens 2 weeks from now, and then you are not having any resilience in you, and then you just allow your nervous system, your body system to respond. That is serious damage. You don't have to. That's my point. Um, I don't really ask troubles to come to me, but I believe I am ready to handle those troubles when they come. Okay, I take care of myself, self-care. I kind of understand how my mind works and how it is. Most of the time it is kind of aware and silent, and I do what's called conscious thinking. Think consciously, purposefully, and end the thought. You can deceive yourself by saying, oh, I can do that, but if you can do that, that's very good. But in the times of when the troubles are there, external or internal. Suppose somebody diagnoses you with something incurable disease. Suppose you have seen death of a loved one, or suppose your business is gone up, natural event has happened. So I'm not wishing these things should happen, but what I'm saying is there is a way to develop resilience for the life's events. They will always come. Okay. But how do you react to them is where your suffering will be much less. Not that you'll be indifferent, not that you want to neglect the calamity, but have the energy, have the wherewithal how to deal with that turmoil with your own inner resilience, both physical, mental, and emotional. So that's what I intend to do in this. Hopefully, people will get some few points, and then go from there. Okay. So once again, this is a retreat that's happening 2 days, tomorrow and day after tomorrow. They're all going to happen on the Zoom because the people who are there, they're going to be paid attention to. So anybody wants to come, they can send me an email at hkulusu@gmail.com, or send me um, DM. Okay, I'll be happy to send you the Zoom link, and usually the link will be done, and then the moment you want to register, they want a payment. After that, they get you the Zoom link. That's how it works. Okay. But all those people will be personally attended to, and any questions, anything will be not general, but more like customized for them. Okay, so even if few people come, I'm happy. I'll be able to work with them on one-on-one basis. It's not like a conference where you listen and laid back and listen. No, you got to really understand. You don't have to present your personal problems. You can ask general things about that kind of problems, and then we can work with it, and then the resources will help a lot. After you have a general idea about this, what is resilience about, then you will be having the tools within yourself, so that when the time comes, or if you have really personal problems, you always can call me and you can talk about it. Okay. So anybody has any questions on no vibe, you can come up and talk to me about it. Otherwise, this introduction is supposed to be brief, so. All right, I will see you if you want to come tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye bye.